Hi everyone, I'm Cendril and welcome back to Let's Play Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. Let's really get started. Let's see. We were told it was north. See, you can walk around. This is the world map where you walk around. It's like any other world map. So you have to pay attention to what they say. There's no dots or anything. It is free roam. Let's see. Over here, I believe this is it. There's just no way we're gonna get past this ice. We need to get it out of our way. But how? I think I know. Give it a shot, Alex. Yes, we can go through. Perfect. That ring sure did come in handy. Yes, Alex used the fire ring to get rid of the ice. If you run into an enemy, you get into combat. So, let's go over the combat controls. Null's just flying in the background. You have run, which will obviously have you try to run from battle. Tactics has where you can set up a few different things. You can set up tactic commands for your team. And if you select that tactic, that is what they will do. So if I select tactic 3, they're all going to just defend. It's a good way, especially later in the game, once you have a whole bunch of commands, if there's a set that you like to do over and over again, instead of just having to go through each character one at a time and select what they're going to do, you can just put it into a tactic and go. Just select the tactic and go. Like tactic 2 is attack, tactic 1 is for the AI to choose everything, and command is you choose the commands. But you can just do that anyway. The AI will take over. You can just sit down in your controller and the AI will do whatever it is they want to attack. If you're just grinding, it's pretty cool because the AI tends to use MP skills and go all out. Although you can change what your AI does. We'll go more into that later, but most of the time you're going to choose command or tactic after you've set up a tactic. Again, you can choose just one character to go AI instead of all of them with the previous command. Magic will obviously have you do magic. Defend will lessen the damage you'll take for a turn. Again, the run command. Items have you use an item that the character has. See, like I was saying, an item that the items are split up between the characters. So Alex has an herb and angels tier, and then that's it. Herb and angels tier. And then of course the reliable attack command, which is what we're going to do. Select attack. Choose which slime you want to hit or which enemy, and then you'll do that for the rest of the party members. And then you'll go 12, 7. Alex is pretty quick. 6. Oh, he died. Ramus has got some punch. So as you can see, the characters don't move back like they do in other games. The characters stay where they are, which is important, as you'll really see later. Right now, these are just really basic, fights. Which also means you have to pay attention to where the enemy moves. You've got to learn where the enemies move. We're gonna have And when you select the defend command, you can have the character move back, forward, have the character move where you want them to. So you can reposition your characters. So we'll do that. We're going to have Luna heal Alex, and we're going to have Ramus take some hits. Because the slimes are going to hit whatever's nearest to them. So, use that to your advantage. If somebody gets really hurt, like Alex did, you can retreat. And that's what I like about this game. There's a little more to it than your typical, just turn-based RPG. Especially during this time. 4 experience points and 24 silver. Got a free herb, yay. And Ramus gained a level. Plus 4 HP. Come on. There we go. Whatever his other stats went up to. Just can't remember if it only tells you the HP, which it might. Anyway, when a character levels up, of course, they get stronger. And any items you get in battle will be given to Null. So remember to give the item to somebody. We'll give it to Ramus, sure. And there's our first fight. Fly. Mutant flies. We'll go ahead and attack. Oh, gonna hit Luna. As you see, the flies are very fast. That fly died. If a fly dies, the character will hit another fly. So Luna was targeted on Alex's fly, but since Alex killed it, she just attacks another monster. That's good. The command isn't wasted like in some games. So keep that in mind as well. Ah, crud. Of course they knocked down Luna because she doesn't have HP. Now we'll come over and revive the party member. Hey, Alex gained a level. Oh, there it is. Attack increased by 2, defense by 1. All Ramus got was HP then. Agility, wisdom, magic endurance, which is like magic defense. And the enemy goes away. I believe if the character faints, they don't get EXP. So I don't think Luna got EXP for that battle, which is a shame. Go and heal her up. And heal up Alex. Oh. Didn't mean to push that. The back button is also a quick save button, which is weird. It'll pull up the save option. Let's see, can I use the ring? No, okay. Maybe I have to go around. Treasure chest. Got an herb, good. More slimes. Maybe we can get Luna that level. 6 slimes. Attack the same one Alex hit. Even though Alex may be able to one-shot it now. Yep, sure can. That extra bit of strength made it where he could. So as you can see, this is how the battles are basically. Now, like I said, there'll be some other things we'll get into. And that's a critical hit, I believe, when you get those stars, like that. So we'll defend, heal Alex, and kill another slime. I like that it has, oh, nice crit. I like that it has that little singing effect when you use healing song. It's all the little things like that that really make this game. 60 XP, so Luna's too short. That's a shame. And what I suggest for Lunar, yeah, this enemy can float and get at you from anywhere. Go ahead and fight it. Is that all the enemies you see, fight them. You can use the EXP. Ramus. Hate that. And that enemy warps back to where he hit, as you can see. So all the enemies have different patterns, and you're going to have to learn them. I think now we're going to take this time to show off Alex, his sword dance, and we'll swing at that. We'll have Luna heal herself, and Ramus can hit this guy. Sword dance! Good job, Alex. And that's Alex's first magic, quote-unquote. That should level up Luna. Yep. 3 HP, 7 MP, 1 attack, 1 defense, 2 agility, 2 wisdom, 1 magic endurance. Good, she got some defense. It was just 1 point of defense. She got defense. Sword Dance is really cool. It hits 1 enemy for more damage than just a regular strike. He hit that one for 19. Let's see if we can go to another one. Is everybody healed up? Okay. Let's see if we can go grab this other one and I'll demonstrate. Please don't have flies. Of course. And 2 of these guys. Great. Let's see. What do I want you to do, Luna? I want you to defend. See, only 5 damage. So, a big difference in damage. So we're gonna sword dance this one in the back. Even though the flies didn't kill her. Good. That one is. Dang it. That's the problem with Luna to start with. She just doesn't take hits well. And the enemies are so very fast that yeah, they're going to get to her. Five damage. And this is where I said you might have to gain a couple of levels. And I really mean this, especially at the start of this game. If you need to fight the enemies again for levels, what you're going to want to do is leave town and then come back in. Wake up, Luna. You're set. She could have used that 12 experience. Alex gained a level. HP by, what was it, 3, 4. It goes pretty quick. Attack by 1, defense by 2, agility by 1, wisdom by 2. Just know that your characters get stronger with each level. Ramus is going to get more HP. Yay! It kind of stalls on the last level. Why that is, I don't know. Excuse me, but it does. Now, especially at the beginning, you're going to want to gain a couple of levels. That's just my advice. And I kind of take that with every RPG. So this is general RPG advice. Get ahead of the curve. And what I mean by that is, the first area that you can really start fighting monsters and getting experience, take advantage of that, because usually there's a town close by. Healing is cheap or free depending on the RPG. Here it's free. Heal up, get all your MP back, and then get some better equipment and gain a couple of levels. Don't worry about becoming too over leveled. If you are a little bit for that area, don't worry, the enemies will catch back up to you fairly quick. So for Luna, I want her to have more defense. So we'll buy the heavy clothes. And like you saw there, it said equip or buy. You can just buy it, or you can have that character equip it right there. So you can do that. Sorry guys, my throat just not working this morning. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Does that give us enough to buy the iron armlet? It sure does. We want Luna to have more defense because she has lower HP. That way maybe she can take the hits a little better. So this is something you'll want to do for... It's something I like to do in RPGs in general, but something you'll really want to do for Lunar, because as you can see, the flies go really fast, and they move quite a bit too, can easily go and, as you've seen, knock out Luna. She's built like a typical magic character, low defense, low HP, very high MP. So you'll need to protect her. Team's good. That slime dies. Luna still can't one-hit a slime. That's not where her strength lies. She's here to heal right now, and that'll do it for this battle. So as you've seen, when a character faints, they won't get EXP for that battle, but they will be revived with 1 HP after the battle. Gnaw will wake the character up. And the flies are very fast on the map, map as well. Not just the battle. And the AI, as you can see, is pretty smart. They'll go after who they feel is a prime target. Something they can do a lot of damage to, or somebody that doesn't have a lot of HP. Some enemies are that way. The slimes will just hit whoever's in front of them. You start to see patterns in enemies. And Luna gains level. 4 HP, 6 MP, 2 attack, defense, and agility, 2 wisdom, 2 magic endurance. So you start to learn that certain enemies have certain, I guess you could say, patterns to attack. And that just all goes into it's just things like that that deepen this game and make it more than just a your kind of standard turn-based RPG, select command and that's it. I love turn-based RPGs, But this has just a little more to it with the whole defend command and being able to move. Like, we can even move Luna further back. Or things like that. If enemies get too far to the left here, you can move, or too far to the right here, you can move Luna all the way to the back. It's just those things that are in this game. We're gonna have Alex defend. We'll heal him up. Okay, Luna's pretty quick now, at least against these slimes, so that's something else you'll want to keep in mind. Where does your party member go in relation to the enemies? Because right there I could have had Alex swing and it wouldn't have been a big deal, because Luna would have gotten the spell off anyway. So this may be a lot of information taken. It's basic for me because I've played so many RPGs. But as a Let's Player, I'm trying to explain everything. If you have questions about any of this stuff I've gone over, something's a little fuzzy, please feel free to comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you about it and explain some things if something's fuzzy. You do a lot of damage. I wonder how hard Alex can hit you now. We'll get rid of this fly. 12. Good. It was a crit, but it's still 12. Heal. 3. Good thing I defended. Oh, Alex is gonna fall anyway. Blast. So instead, the spell will go to somebody else. With the fly, you hit it. These crystal things are definitely going to be your biggest threat once you start to go further in. As you see, Ramus did not attack the crystal. Just as the enemy can only move so far, you can only move so far. So you want to keep that in mind as well. The good thing about Luna's sling is, well, it's a ranged weapon. She could just chuck the sling even from back here. I believe she can. I think the range is the whole screen. But characters that have melee weapons, like Alex and Ramus, can only move so far. You'll want to learn that distance. That way you don't waste a turn. Instead, what you'll want to do is defend and get up closer to the enemy. Now this enemy has like a teleport thing going on, so he can reach anywhere. Okay, wake Alex up. And Ramus is gonna get more HP. Okay, he's pretty strong as it is, so. As he should be. He doesn't have any skills, so. We'll heal up Alex. Luna. Ramus should be fine. Like I said, you may think it's going to be really tough going. As you can see, characters are dying quite a bit, and maybe like, man, Cendril, you suck. No, that's just the... maybe I'm not as good as I used to be at this game, but it does have a lot to do with just the beginning of this game. It's teaching you that the monsters won't pull punches. They just won't. The monsters are, you know, they can hurt in this game, and you'll have to plan accordingly. You'll have to keep your HP up, and really get used to the little things like defending and moving your characters around. Just getting some gear, especially this first area. So don't feel bad if you feel like your characters are weak compared to these enemies. They are. Oh, it's got a lot of attack that level. Good. And some defense. As I said, you might want to gain a couple of levels. Don't be afraid to go back to town, buy some equipment for the characters, and gain a few levels before you really delve into the dungeon. Like I said, the crystal monsters are your biggest threat. If you don't want to deal with them, that's fine. You can bypass them. They move pretty slow, so you can maneuver around them. But as I said, I suggest you fight everything, because you're going to in later dungeons, you're going to have to be able to fight everything and slug through it all and survive. So it's something you really should get used to now. Alright, Luna got 5 more HP. I think that was a 6 MP. It will go on its own, but I'm pressing A to move it along. I forget that it does go at a good pace until it gets to the last one, then it stalls like that. Let's see here. You're new. Let's check down here then. You also want to gain a couple of levels, because as Luna is your main healer, she does have a lot of HP, or MP, I should say, but her MP is still limited. Oh, great. And Alex's is really limited, so we're gonna sword dance you. Kill this fly. Sword dance. And it gives out a battle scream and just carves that enemy to pieces. I really like the way the moves look in this game. And you see, I love sword dance. Alex just rushes up and does 5 or 6. And we can count next time, and just a bunch of quick slashes. Yeah, it's neat. Go away, fly. Down to 10. Oh, Luna just killed that fly. 14. Okay. I think somebody is faster than it. Yeah, Alex is now. Goodbye. 12 EXP and 57 silver. So they're worth quite a bit of cash as well. No, fly. So whenever you go into the menu, as you can see, the enemy is paused. That's a good time to heal up and make sure you're ready for the fight. And so you can get away from the fly, but you're going to have to run all the way to an entrance or something, or get it stuck behind a rock, if it can get stuck behind a rock. My point is, a fast enemy will catch you, so... Kill you. You're dead, and you're dead. So even Luna at this point can one-shot the fly. That's another thing. You can see the difference that a couple of levels make. 10 EXP, 35 silver. Good. And gear can make a really big difference. Another herb. We can definitely take that. Okay, I think Alex got this one. we'll have Luna hang on to it. That way she can still act as a healer even if she runs out of HP. So you can see you can run away from enemies, like a slow enemy like a slime. It is doable, but like I said, even if it wears your characters down because of healing, like Luna needs to heal and only has so much MP, the EXP is really important. You'll want your characters to get stronger. And I was like, well, that's in any RPG. Yeah, but like I said, in Lunar, you can really see the difference that 1 or 2 levels can make. It can make a really big difference, especially in tough fights. Ramus is level 5. So just take that word of advice. After you've gone through the enemies, let's say once, you know, if you have to head back to town to heal, then you can start skipping enemies. Like if I clear out the cave, it's like, well, I want to be in tip-top shape, and you head back to town. Well, then you can start skipping enemies. I hope that makes sense. Again, back button one too many times. But take advantage of the enemies that are there. Because if you can get through the enemies with little hassle, then you can feel you're ready to progress further into whatever dungeon or area you're in. I kind of did that. That's weird. Oh well. And one more hit. And that's that. 60 SP, 36 silver. Alright. A little more MP. More attack. More defense. But you see, Alex doesn't get a lot of MP. While his move, Sword Dance, hits really hard, you've got to be careful when you use it. Because you can only use it a handful of times. Especially right now, just a handful of times. Yeah, we'll go ahead and fight you. I see the... crit on Alex. Yes, the enemies can crit too. Alex still can't one-hit the crystal things. Okay. That gets rid of you. Gets rid of the fly. I think I didn't crit. And that does it for him. HP 57 silver. Okay, Luna's now level 5. A lot more MP, which is good. More agility, which is important. You'll want to go before your enemy. Purity Song learned. So upon reaching level 5, Luna will learn Purity Song. One ally recovers condition. So what that means is if they're poisoned... status effect. If they're hit with the status effect. I think there's paralyzation. I'm blanking on all the status effects that Lunar has. But it removes status effects like poison. Which is handy to have. It also costs 4 MP. Speaking of things that cost 4 MP, let's heal up. Hi. So, notice something? When this guy crashes into an ice boulder, he breaks it. Keep that in mind. Albino baboon. That's what it is, and he also has 3 slimes with him. So Alex killed that one. Oh, nice crit, Luna. What's the baboon going? As you can see, it does a lot of damage. Let's see just how much HP it has. So let's see, it took around 14 from Luna twice. Did she crit the first one? Anyway, as you can see, it's got some a hefty amount of HP. 10 experience points, 40 silver. Alright, an herb. I think since Alex was the only one to really get hit, let's have him use an herb on himself. And then we can just give that herb back to Alex. This looks familiar. This place down here. Or this ice cube. Hey! Baboon. No, don't get stuck on the wall. Right here. Fine. Really? There we... Now you have a nice little shortcut. Let's see. There's a fly, which of course is going to hit us. And this is what I meant by you're going to have to learn to slug through a place. Places are going to wear your characters down. That's the way this is made. You're going to get into a lot of fights that you can't avoid that easily just because characters are... enemies are faster on the map than they are. So you're going to get into some fights. And then resources like MP and items are going to dwindle. Got another herb. Give it to Luna. She can hold herbs. Let's see here. See, you can avoid the crystal, but the fly is just going to get you. And because the fly is so quick, it's going to do its damage. See, the front ones are going to get their hits, and they're all practically going to get their hits. Just because they have really high speed, and they're going to be faster than your characters. Or should say agility. Need you to defend, Luna. And swing. Okay. No level up. No. But then you may get stopped by one enemy and get into another fight. Which isn't good because we're not really ready for this fight. Let's try the run command. Oh no. Couldn't make it. If you can't run away, that's what happens.
Come on, get back on your feet.
Thanks, Null. Sometimes in battle, Null will do that as well. Don't count on it. There we go. And if you do run away, that's what'll happen. You'll get some invincibility frames. You have no invincibility frames right after a battle, as you saw. But if you run away, you do. That way it gives you a chance to get away from the enemy. As you can see, they do last quite a while. There, it just went off. So it really gives you a chance to get away. That way you can heal, do whatever you want, and be ready for the next fight. So if you really want to get by enemies, slow enemies like this, just lead them around in a circle until you're where you want to be. And get by. There's a little room there. Let's see if there's any treasure chests nearby. And you'll want to explore areas thoroughly. What is this place? It's so cold but so beautiful. We'll see that place later. Let's finish exploring the cave. And again, one of the good things about Lunar is that you can save at any time. You can save right here. I recommend having more than one save file, like here, just in case. That way you're not stuck in a dungeon surrounded by enemies and, you know, it becomes a bad save. So I like to have a save while in a town or someplace safe, and then a save while in a area with enemies. A dungeon, quote unquote, you could say. So, with that, I'm going to stop this episode here. And next time, we're going to continue exploring this cave. In between episodes, I may go back to town and use the silver we have and gear up the party. And I'll try to avoid fights where I can and meet you back here. That way Luna can have MP. And that's something about this game. Don't be afraid to do that. I mean it. Don't be afraid to go back into town. Sure, the enemies respawn. But if you're strong enough, it won't be that big of a deal. And you'll come out ahead. If Luna has to heal Alex 3 times on the way back here, that's 12 MP. It's better than her having just 9 where we are. You'll have to weigh the pros and cons of going back to town and respawning the enemies. In later places, you may not want to fight those enemies again, so it becomes a bigger deal. But here, it's not that bad. Those are just my 2 cents in advice. So, like I said, next time I'll meet you back here with more MP. And maybe not exactly right here. We may take a top path. So I may meet you at the entrance to the cave. We'll just see how it goes. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, had fun, learned a little bit about the battle system. I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.